pressure on you from the left, and a lot of people are frustrated with what happened in Uvalde and other schools. Give me a rationale for not going with these new gun control laws.
Well, they won't work, number one. We've seen the strictest gun control laws. Most of these measures are in place in some of our cities and states throughout the country. And where they have been implemented, we've seen some of the highest gun-related incidences and crimes carried out. So there really is no correlation there. I think people, unfortunately, want to feel like they're doing something, but feel-good measures and actually making a difference in protecting our schools and our children are two very different things. I think the other piece of this is 18 to 21-year-olds are some of the hottest targets of mass shootings. So these are people who can be, they're citizens who can be tried as an adult. They can be in our armed services. They can enter into a contract. I mean, they could get the death penalty under the laws of this land, but they can't have a gun to protect themselves against people hell-bent on murder like the young man there in Uvalde. So I think the Second Amendment right applies to all law-abiding citizens. And I think where you want to have a discussion about safeguards and maybe tightening up things or more scrutiny, that should be done state by state, those closest to this issue. And every state may have a different approach. Mm-hmm. I just don't think a one-size-fits-all federal solution is the answer. So those are the things that were sort of guiding my decision in this.
All right, there's several measures here. A lot of people consider these controversial, of course. On top of raising the minimum gun purchasing age from 18 to 21 for semi-automatic weapons, Congress also wants to prohibit the civilian use of magazines with more than 15 rounds, regulate storage of firearms in people's own homes, ban bump stocks for civilians. How about any of those you think that you'd be willing to go with, like the bump stock maybe, or would you oppose anything that might be done regarding the Second Amendment?
Well, I think this, again, I don't think you're going to prevent any of these mass shootings, which, by the way, represent 1% of the shootings in this country. 98% are suicide and homicide, and the majority of those are with a handgun, not a rifle. So, but to your question, I would just suggest that that the states should be able to look at these protective orders or red flag laws. They should look at the 18 to 21-year-olds and make the decision without having a federal standard. Okay. But let's go to the genesis and the basic rationale for the Second Amendment. It wasn't to protect the people against just criminals and criminal elements. It was a coercive government, an armed citizenry as a check on tyranny and a coercive central government. So telling me that we can't have magazines over 15 rounds seems like a direct infringement on that.
Yeah.